Hi, Ilana here with your August market update. I hope you're having a good summer. Your portfolio is having a fantastic summer. We have seen valuations increasing across asset classes and across most sectors. So really just superb performance right across the board, equities, fixed income and commodities. With the start of the year being extremely volatile, it's really nice to see that this volatility has settled down, that we are not seeing this overreaction based on the news and the tweets from Trump. So despite all of his outrageous claims and outrageous threats, where we see things landing is actually in an area that most companies can work with and can work around. I've looked at the statistics, and basically the tariffs, based on the way that they have been implemented so far, are going to cost the average US household about $1,300. That is not very inflationary, and for the most part that can be absorbed without triggering off the inflation numbers once again. What I found most encouraging, the latest event, which was, of course, the Jackson Hole meeting of the Federal Reserve, and the speech that Jerome Powell gave on Friday, for me, was extremely encouraging to see the shift in policies and the shift in how they're going to be perhaps putting forward decisions as we come into the later part of the year. So part of the speech, Jerome Powell said that they are comfortable with where inflation is right now. And even though it's not in its optimal number, they are shifting their focus more towards looking at the unemployment numbers. Now, many of you know in the past I've said the Federal Reserve is always looking in the rearview mirror. It's like driving your car while looking in the rearview mirror. It was very encouraging to hear for the first time that they are really looking to revisit how they implement their policies and trying to pay a little bit less focus to just one indicator, but rather look at the total picture and be a little bit more proactive rather than reactive. And so a September rate cut is going to be very welcome. It is already priced into the market, so I don't expect that to be an event that lifts valuations higher. But I think with easing financial conditions, of course, that will allow companies to borrow at a lower cost. That means that profitability has the opportunity to increase a little bit, that margins could increase a little bit, and offset any of the challenges that companies have been facing as a result of tariffs that have already been implemented. And so, as we get into September, October, it's silly season. It typically is higher, elevated levels of volatility. But I'm hoping that the shift in policies, the easing of interest rates will be helpful. Most importantly, once the US Federal Reserve cuts interest rates, it will give the Bank of Canada the opportunity to do the same. And of course, in Canada, we desperately need another rate cut because financial conditions in Canada are much tighter than they are in the United States. The US consumer is far more resilient than the Canadian. We have an enormous amount of mortgages coming up for renewal in the remainder of this year and next year. So I'm really hopeful that the Bank of Canada will follow and ease interest rates a little bit more. And as I said, that should set things up to support the current valuations. In other words, I don't expect these events to raise the market higher, but at least it will justify where we are right now. Watching all the other fundamentals, of course, inflation, unemployment, consumer confidence, and all of the other important data, and we'll adjust things as needed. But I just wanted to touch base with everybody and let you know that we're extremely pleased with what we have managed to accomplish this year, particularly considering how we started the year out. We are monitoring and looking for new ideas, new opportunities to protect your capital, to produce the best possible financial results for you. And we are here to answer any questions that you may have. So please feel to reach out to me or my team. If there are any topics that you'd like to hear us cover, by all means, please let us know. We're happy to discuss those as well. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend, and we'll be in touch soon.